It's up to you. It's up to you. I'm leaving that to you.
Let's get the order. Yeah.
Is it straight now?
It's live right now, sir.
I just don't know that.
And we live.
All right. Let's start it up. The mic is selected, right? All right. YAHANNA about the thumb. YAHANNA outside. DC scripture breakdown class Wednesday. Every Wednesday we rock it out. Get questions answered. Anything I can't answer, you can get straight, from the source, so to speak. Tomorrow night, General Hyman scripture breakdown up there in Harlem. Anything he can answer, again, straight from the source again. He goes straight to Command and General Hyman and get it done. You know what I mean? Scripture breakdown class is to make you understand the Bible more and to equip you properly to battle these goddamn Christians that think they know the Bible, who is the greatest, distraction to black people. You know what I mean? They're a mixture of being the enemy, being a plaster for a sore that needs stitching or a wound that needs stitching, and in some cases being the source of the wound, right? Christianity is a drug like no other, and is the opiate, like the philosophers say, religion is the opioid of the masses. If religion is the opioid of the masses, Christianity is the drug of Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people, the choice drug, right? Because when it's convenient for us, we all turn to Christianity.
Right.
I mean, whether you're Muslim, Rastafarian, Scientologist, even if you're atheist, you turn to Christianity at some point. And some of you going to be super Christian this coming Sunday, May 14th, so-called Mother's Day. You're going to put on that old sickening Boyz II Men song. You can't live a day without Mama, I love you. Right? You're going to turn Christian on Sunday, super Christian. You get the point? Super Christian on Sunday. And it's to your convenience because you want to make yourself feel good because you're not really honoring your mother. You know what I mean? And next month, you're going to totally dishonor your father. Those of you who could find him. Right. You're totally going to dishonor your father the same way you're dishonoring your mother right now. And Christianity is because of the Christian church. All right. So before we get into it, if there are any questions from anyone online or in the class, we take them first and we go straight in. You might put the title disc over the little disc with the lion, and you could put it right there, right here. Yeah, that's fine. You know what I mean? It'll look just make sure the screen is lined up properly. You sure it's not gonna fall off like that? It's too narrow to turn it the other way. To turn, like if this is the phone, the holder can't go like this.
Oh, see,
it's too narrow. Okay, no sweat. Somebody go out and monitor it on their phone, all right? Hustle about. Let's put it right there. I think that should be too well. All right. Let's put it right there, and you'll be able to angle it or do whatever it is. Just make sure it's tight on the edge table and it don't fall off. Okay. Everything else, we'll fix with time. All right.
Yeah, come on, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Could you speak a little bit on a lot of people, because the truth is spreading, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people find out that, okay, I'm an Israelite, right? I'm a so-called Israelite, and who my father is.
Right.
But what I find is a lot of people, when they find the truth, they find the truth,
mm-hmm.
they run from
okay.
And they're going into a world where they're self-taught, and they end up creating more chaos.
When you say they run from order and what does it say?
Order and you know, they hate the idea of rank.
Okay.
Right. So they, of course, they find, because you know it's the truth has one source.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It has one source, but when they find that the Israelites from here.
Right.
Right. And they'll watch classes and take down scripture breakdowns.
Right.
But they're running from order.
Okay.
And what does that do to them and the people that they even associate with once they've done that?
Okay, so you say like people who find out that they're Israelites, that eventually, like once they find out, they don't fully come in as militant as others, but they would like they learn the knowledge and then they just go around their life. Now to them, it's them just going about their life. They're just learning and going about their life. Okay, it's the same scenario that I was just talking about with the Christianity, right? Christianity is what we rely on when things get difficult, right? The Christian thing is what we rely on. The Christian thing is to go to church and hear something to make you feel good and then go home and continue with your life. You understand what I'm saying? That's the thing to do, right? And say it's the same thing with the knowledge, right? The knowledge, let's start with this one, all right? Give me one second. Give me Revelations 10 and 9, 9 and 10. So lucky. Chapter 10, verses 9 and 10. Give me that. Then give me come on, nigga. Luke 8 and 5. We started. Somebody else hold that.
Luke 8 and 5, sir?
Yeah. We'll start with that. All right.
Come on, sir.
Or you could Luke 8 and 4. We start with 4. And for now, where we at? Revelation 1?
Revelation chapter 10, verse 9. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up. And it shall make...
That's some Israelite shit. Say, listen, man, give me the little book. Give me the book. I'll have it. Give me the book. Go ahead.
And he said unto me, take it and eat it up.
And
it shall make thy belly bitter. But it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey.
Go ahead.
Verse 10. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up. And it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter.
Damn. Who could break it down? Who understands it? We'll take a shot. Can you read it one more time?
Revelation chapter 10, verse 9. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, give the book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up. And it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey.
Now, what are you talking about? Yeah, come on.
What he's saying is he's saying is it's sort of like a like where You need to take this thing. It tastes nasty, but it's good for you. In the long run, it's going to get you.
It don't taste nasty. He said it in your mouth. It's as so it don't taste nasty.
Like so, the book being spoken of here is the law.
Or for our sake, the Bible.
The Bible.
Right?
And he says that the angel warned him that when he eats it, it will be bitter in his stomach, but in his mouth it'll be sweet as honey.
Right.
And he went ahead and he did what the angel. He took it from the angel. He did eat it, and it was sweet, as the angel said.
Right.
But afterwards, his stomach turned bitter.
Mm-hmm.
So, is the sweet in his lips like it's good to speak it?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, 50% is this little more.
Okay.
Right, but you on it.
Okay. So and the bitterness is the reality of it. Like I guess the bitterness is a term, and we today like it's.
Okay, it's hard to stomach, but okay, you gotta break down the why it's hard to stomach.
Because it'll be sweet in the sense that when he speaks it, he likes to speak it, but there's no the results is there.
What do you mean? Okay, what do you mean he likes to speak it?
Because I mean, when you find the truth, you find the law,
Mm-hmm.
you want to speak it.
Right.
That's the sweet part.
Right. You want to tell everybody Christ is black. You tell everybody the Jews is black. You want to show everybody, the Lord, the Ancient of Days did sit with woolly hair, to pull some precept because you wanna, you like to break some shit down, right? Go ahead.
It's not. I would say, but the bitterness is because the world gonna hate you for it, like your family, everything. It's
that too. That part too, but it's like okay. That's the second part of why a person like that doesn't come in. Right, that's the second part. Good God, you can take this fan off here.
Yeah,
that's the second part of the outside one. The outside one. 1, 2. To water. Nah, it's 2. Yeah, it's back on. 2, 3. Yeah, to water. That's the second point, but doesn't come in. Right, go ahead. No, you have some Salaki, brother. I didn't hear. We're gonna work out that song for sure.
Yeah.
So, all right, you were trying to answer, or you just saluted?
Yes, Salaki, so if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
The part concerning to obey now. Again, it's terrible. Again, they say when they talk about the bitterness in the stomach, because just as they say, it's sweet in your mouth now, right? To tell everybody about, just as you say, the breakdown, the ancients are there, it's it. But when time comes for you to obey, it's like, nah, because now it fall back on you. Because now you're speaking and you can't. Yeah.
That's it. Like, I see why he was laughing so hard. In Trinidad, we have a saying, what's sweet in goat mouth is bitter in his ass. Like our goat. If you know a goat will eat anything. He chewing whatever. He might not necessarily digest it, but he chewing whatever. You get the point? It's the same thing. It's like you learn this truth. You want to talk. You want to tell everybody, and you see you didn't know that. But Jeremiah, when you go to Jeremiah, it says so and so, and look up Habakkuk. You didn't even know it was Habakkuk in the Bible. You on. You turned all the way on. You get the point? But now, just think about in your stomach. What happened in your stomach?
That's where whatever you ate is digested.
It's digested, and what happens now? Your body is absorbing it.
Okay.
You could talk it, but you can't absorb what is being said. You're not learning. You in the truth, The truth ain't in you.
Right.
That's the further down. But these people, they never come in because of that. It's a thrill in the beginning. It's a thrill in the beginning. Let me give you something else too. Hold on. Give me 1 Corinthians 8:1. One where we was at. Where have I called first? What did I call first? Revelation? Right. No, we're going to look after. But after Revelation, 1 Corinthians 8:1. Go ahead. No sweat is on you.
We got it.
Yeah.
All right. No, so you good? You want to go get anyway? So why you use TikTok as an excuse? Just go get your phone.
I need it all the way around.
Well, just go get your phone. Hey, no sweat. You do your thing. 1 Corinthians 8:1.
1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge.
Right now, as touching the things offered unto idols. So once you remember, Paul had told them, for somebody new who coming in from, amongst the Gentiles, let them refrain from food made unto idols, food made with blood, and that's about it in the beginning. So now he's here. Now, as touching things offered unto idols, go ahead.
We know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up.
Puffeth up.
Knowledge puffeth up. But charity edifies.
Right? Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifies. Right? Because in this verse here, in this chapter here, right? He's going into them to see exactly what he's talking about. Right? He's going to now eating the things that they put onto their idols, which could happen, right? As you come in the truth, birthdays start to become a problem. That usually is the first major holiday, unless there's like a Esau holiday in between that's major, like a Thanksgiving or Christmas. But when you start to come in the truth, you hear you can't celebrate birthdays no more. Or kids, you have kids, you letting them know, listen, birthdays, that's evil, that's against the Lord. You're really making yourself a god. You break it down to them, and they might think they can't eat the food, right? At a birthday party, you go to a school, around about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, somebody comes in with a whole ton of pizza and a whole ton of cake. And the little triangle damn hats and the streamers, and it's Sarah's birthday, right? So now, if it's Sarah's birthday, your child is in Sarah's class. They don't have no knowledge of nothing or no wisdom of nothing. They would separate your child because, of course, you tell them you don't celebrate birthdays. You understand? Don't do that. Don't separate the child. Let the child go in there and eat what? Cake. To them, it's birthday cake. To them, this is birthday chicken or birthday pie or birthday sweets or Halloween. You don't celebrate Halloween. You may have to send your kids to school on Halloween, during the Halloween week, when they're dressing up and doing all the candy and shit. Don't force your kids to not take the candy. Why? Because it's candy. To them, it's Halloween candy. You get the point? Of course, your knowledge, you do what? Or start forcing that on somebody else who also, because knowledge puffeth up. You understand? Knowledge puffeth up. So you all right, no Halloween candy, no this, no that, blah, blah, blah. And what will happen is the kids sitting there in a room full of children. You're very, very carnal. They sitting there in a room full of children and watching all the fun and cursing all the little curse words they could form in the little head about you, because you stopping them from what? Birthdays? what does the kid internalize it as? Fun. You get the point? Which is what Paul was trying to break down here. Like concerning things sacrificed to idols, man. Listen, you could eat all that shit once it's lawful. However, don't be a stumbling block onto a young person who might see you eating a piece of cake and think, you know, Mashak celebrate birthdays. Nigga, this is good cake. I don't care if it's, you know, whatever it is. Somebody baked this thing. I'm going to eat it. You get the point? So now he's saying that. Now, the flip side is, again, knowledge profit. Now, you put in something on somebody. So you say knowledge profits up. But what comes after that?
Knowledge puffs up, but charity edifies.
But what?
But charity edifies.
But charity edifies. What is charity?
Given.
Yeah. You get in there. You get in there. You in the neighborhood. You get in there in the neighborhood. Who's that? So what? Hey, what's going on, Ak? You have a up there. Go ahead. He was saying something. He was answering the question. Go ahead, Mapataza.
The meaning of charity means giving.
Say it again.
Charity means to give.
Means giving. Okay, that's part of it, but that's not what charity means in the Bible. Right? Our concept of charity comes from let me not say that. It really comes from the church. That's not what charity means in the Bible. Give me the Bible dictionary, anybody.
Zondervan Bible Compact Dictionary. Charity. Charity in the Bible never means giving to the poor.
Say it again.
Charity in the Bible never means giving to the poor.
Say it one more time.
Charity in the Bible never means giving to the poor.
It never means giving to the poor. That concept comes from the church. You get the point? Because why that concept comes from the church?
Because they want you to give to them.
True, they not the poor.
They want to be seen doing what they're doing.
They want to be seen giving, you know, a little piece of what in their pocket to the poor. You get the point? That's what the church does. You understand? The church does a food drive and it's bread and water. Meanwhile, the Pope dining on sirloin and veal. You know what veal is? Anybody know what veal is? Is the fatted calf. You see the fatted calf they talk about in the Bible? That fatted calf where, and what the veal, the oppressor sells you is not real veal, right? Veal is, okay, this would be an animal you don't let move around too much, right? And he sells you the baby one, right? Veal, real veal is a cow that I believe is the goats and the stuff too fall on that, but it's the cow that where you wouldn't muscles get all hard, right? You build a pen right here, he could only go forward and backward, can't turn, right? You just keep him right there and you feed him a lot, so the meat is very, very tender. The veal the oppressor give you, he takes the calf straight from the mother and ties it somewhere so it can't even get up, and then sells you that. And that's also unlawful because the scripture says, don't I'm paraphrasing, don't any mother's milk, right? That's what it means. Like, because the oppressor would take the young to sell to you for meat, when that's you let go. Yeah. Let anything grow. Come on.
The first time I heard the breakdown of that scripture from General Muhammad, it was so simple for the Christian church, and they was breaking it down. They were saying that you look the milk first,
Right.
take the cap, put it in.
I put it in the milk and boy. Yeah, that's why. Go ahead.
Not only that, he's also inhumane, but they also do is when they take the baby cow, they break his legs.
I forgot that part. So they can't even get up to move. They just grow. Like just think of somebody who with all due respect, somebody who is like a paraplegic, either born that way or there for years. They have muscle atrophy because they don't move. Their legs, they don't stand up. So their muscles are there. The body is softer. You get the point? Just think like that. But they're doing this stuff. Calf. It's just ridiculous. Go ahead.
The calf not long until the chew the cud, right?
I forget it. You gotta let grow. You can't take it in the mother's milk, meaning while it's still nursing. As long as that baby nursing, you leave that thing alone. You get the point? And just just a sidebar, then we get right back on. Okay, Esau, because of the oppressor, how he has things today is because of the spirit of excess. It's not because of what you need to eat. You get the point? It's not because of that. All right. It's because of excess. You get the point? What do I mean by spirit of excess? All right. Let me see. Okay, let me give you an example. When does everybody eat? When was the last time you all eat eggs? This morning? All right, when you crack the egg, you just crack it over the pot. Break it down.
All right, crack it over a bowl. I put it in a bowl.
Why you do that?
Because I'm just not ready to be cooked. But I think I know where you're getting.
Come on, break it down for me then.
You broke it down before. Back what people wasn't what people do whenever they were cracking eggs. They would first check to see if it was spoiled, because you're not gonna just throw it in there.
You're not going to throw it in there. You get the point? Because realistically, when you have chickens, some eggs spoil. Some eggs could be bad. 2 of them might be rotten. Now you done crack 2 in the damn pot. You coming for the 3rd one because they're making a fat omelet, and green should come out. Now the whole thing spoiled. So you would crack that egg separately. Each one, pop, you check it through, check it through, check it through. You get the point? Nowadays, brother, when was the last time you got a rotten egg out of the carton? Coming from the supermarket, not from the farmer's market or from some, like those where we go for the lamb slaughter. Out the supermarket, where's the last time you get an egg that turned? See, you know why? Because the eggs is damn near engineered. It's so much go into higher yielding chickens, and chickens with low percentage of wastage and this, that, the other. It's not the more natural way of doing things. You get the point? Because he is production driven and in excess. Like the sister bought some chicken, you could share it out. The sister hand to water. Sis, I appreciate that. And you could share it out too if you want. All right. So his whole vibe is from that spirit of excess. You get the point? So now even what the meat you will have today is not eating what you need. It's not actually, this is you get the point? And you see it when it's time for Thanksgiving and stuff like that. You see how much food people carry home. And you can't even eat all. Thanksgiving leftovers last for what? About 9 days after. There's people who really need help. But the church will give bread and water. Basic bread and water, and Lord be with you, and sign the cross, and that's that. You get the point? Charity never means giving to the poor in the Bible. Read on. What?
But always a God-inspired love, which includes respect for and concern for the welfare of the loved one.
Right? But always a God-inspired love that includes what?
That includes respect for
Mm-hmm.
and concern for
Uh-huh.
the welfare of the loved one.
That includes the respect for and concern for the well. Who's the loved one if you're Israelite? Other Israelites. Charity is one word. Brotherhood. You want to know why they don't come in? They don't have charity. Get the point? They have the knowledge which puff it up. But when you get that knowledge, brother, you got to go, which means what doesn't get fixed? All the shit you was into before. That doesn't get taken care of. That doesn't get sought after. Resources and energy is not poured into that. But now all your resources and energy and skill, talent is poured into this thing for the sake of your nation. You get the point? Now, what happens is when people hear the truth, it's sweet in their mouth. It's sweet to say. It's sweet to talk about, and make a big deal about. I'm Tawaba. You go ahead and give everybody else. I'm not after, right? It's sweet for that, but now when it comes to actually you absorbing it and then this thing around and going to teach, or just you yourself having to change to be able to go fish, to be able to go teach, that part most people get stopped. It gets stopped as it's from a place of selfishness. And the truth, it was rough in the beginning for you in your mouth. You quickly found out that this is good to know, but it's better to live. But it's hard to live too. It's really easy. The problem is the life you was living before was not even a life. So now when you actually wake up and you come alive, you realize what life really is. It's like a child falling on skin and knee for the first time. They cry like it's surgery. But that's life. You get the point? They don't come in because that brotherhood is not there. They like to talk about it. But to go stand on the corner with your brothers and face death, I'm going to lose my job. You're crazy. You're going to get me killed out there. People getting killed all the time. Not us. You get the point? That's where it goes. Give me Luke 8:1.
Luke 8:1.
Luke chapter 8, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass afterward that he went throughout every city and village.
It's like an 8 and 4.
Luke chapter 8, verse 4. And when much people were gathered together and would come to him out of every city, he spake by a parable. A sower went out to sow his seed, and as he sowed, some fell by the wayside,
Mm-hmm.
and it was trodden down upon,
Mm-hmm.
and the fowls of the air devoured it. And some fell upon a rock, and as soon as it was sprung up, it withered away, because it lacked moisture.
Mm-hmm.
And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprang up with it and choked it. And other fell on good ground, and sprang up, and bare fruit and hundredfold.
Mm-hmm.
I said these things, he cried, he that hath ears to hear, let him hear.
Mm.
And his
That's a
disciples
cold
asked him,
one.
saying,
That's a cold one right there. Go ahead.
verse 9, and his disciples asked him, saying, what might this parable be?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, it's like,
So just before you read on, right? He's running it down that this sower is planting these seeds, right? And he's sowing it in different areas and you're getting different reactions from each one, right? You getting the one that fell on the wayside and was trodden down, right? It got all stepped on, and then the fowls of the air just came and ate it. It never got into the ground. You get the point? Go ahead. And so like the one that fell on the rock, it's a hard place, right? It's a hard place. It's not enough for something to grow. Then there's those that fell amongst thorns, and as it's trying to take root, the thorns is coming up and choking the life out of it, choking it right there. And then there's some that fell on good ground and sprung up and bear fruit. When you say threefold, 100-fold, right? Bear fruit 100-fold. To bear that fruit 100-fold, brother, you're gonna have to have brotherhood. You can't just talk it. You can't just listen. It could get to the point where you're not even saying nothing. Because look at me. God damn. It gets to the, like, you might think the work is the teaching. That's definitely the work. But those y'all in here long enough to know that there's a whole lot more that goes on that makes that whole thing possible. There's a whole lot of sleepless nights, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning calls, sacrificing this, sacrificing that, a whole lot more to go to bring forth the fruit. This is the other thing. Some of your work, you wouldn't even be aware of the fruit because it's somewhere on the other side of the nation or the other side of the planet. Or the person is online and just comes into the truth, but it's something you done speaking and said, or they're watching your work or something. You get the point? Or you affect something in some way. You get the point? But if you focus on yourself, it's not gonna translate in your mind what this work would produce. In your mind, what am I doing that for? What's on the corner yelling, looking like you're the idiot, them crazy clothes you all be wearing? That's what they say, right, the warrior? Like, why are you doing that? Forget about the sisters, friends. Says, why are you dressing like that? And you cover it. You know you're Muslimina, huh? It doesn't translate to them because they're so goddamn selfish. Hold on, I'm coming to you. Go ahead, Bukwash.
It's heavy that you say that because there's someone online. The 7K1 says, "Morning, Captain. When will you be back in UK? When will you be back in?"
He said morning. God damn. Shit. When the Lord willeth, brother. I'll say, if the Lord willeth and the creek don't rise, I'll be right back. You get the point? Make sure you in that UK school too. Make sure you get in contact with them brothers over there. You know what I mean? It's definitely good you're watching them over here. But the brothers over there is killing the streets now. God damn. They're lighting that place on fire. Well, I can't even say that shit. I don't know. You get the point? Hold on, come to you. A warrior. So I'm like, good.
Why you get your head wrapped? Even worse, they said, why you share your man?
Why you sharing nothing? It says, I wouldn't put up with that. So and so and so and so. Or you will pick me. You know what I mean? Like, because they're so selfish. And it doesn't augur well for them to work within the body. It doesn't work for them. You get the point? It's just beyond them. All right. Skip to verse 11. Start at 11. Salakia.
For which the word you said, you seem to say unalive.
Man, Salakia. Listen. I'm gonna get a sign. He and you'll see DEAD. You see what? Let me see them flag that shit. Go ahead.
I got a few references if you want to take a pic.
You mean like synonyms for the just see whatever. So you gonna say the shit. All right? Go ahead, warrior.
Verse 11. Now the parable is this. Can I go back to verse 10? Sir?
Please, if you want.
Okay. And the disciples asked him, saying, what might this parable be? And he said, unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of God.
Mm-hmm.
But to others in parables that seeing they might not. But to others in parables.
Right.
That seeing they might not see. And hearing they might not understand. The parable is this. deceit. Can you break down verse 10?
Verse 10, no sweat. All right, anybody want to try it? Come on.
Okay, I just want to break down that this is Yahawashi again, saying that he speaks in a certain way so that those who he wants to understand will understand, and those who he does not want to understand will not understand. That's why it says, and seeing they will not see, and hearing they will not, they might not understand.
Right.
So this is him. Many religious teachers call him the greatest teacher of all time. And this is the greatest teacher making sure you don't understand his lesson.
This is him on teaching. You talk about unaliving. He on teaching, right? He making sure you don't understand nothing he's saying, and that you can read that in Isaiah, I think 28, the 28th chapter where he says it, because there's some people he doesn't want to learn anything, right? He wants you to stay as you are, so he can come back and remove your head from your body, right?
Verse 11.
Go ahead.
Now the parable is this: the seed is the word of God.
Right, so he breaking on the parable now, right? Go ahead.
Those by the wayside are they that hear, then cometh the devil.
No, read it one more time.
Those by the wayside are they that hear, then cometh the devil, and taketh away the word out of their hearts, lest they should believe and be saved.
Right. So that first verse was by the wayside, and then they get trodden on, and the birds come and eat it. They say those are the ones who hear it at first. You hear it and it's sweet in your mouth, but as you start now digesting this truth, you digesting what you learn, you start getting trials and things. You start getting problems. And as you get in these problems, what does Satan tell you? You better go celebrate Mother's Day. You know you got to love your mother. You know you got to love her. Go celebrate Mother's Day. And you in class hearing about how Mother's Day is for horrible children who want to honor a horrible parent. You're going to be like, you're all this crazy and leave the hell out. You're listening to Satan. Somebody else going to come and tell you you're going to lose your job messing with them crazy Negroes. This, that, the other. It's Satan coming to you and convincing you to abandon ship. You understand? Go ahead.
Like I said, if anybody ever wants to see any evidence that Satan is in harmony with Yahawashi doesn't want you to get the lesson, and Satan's here to pluck it out.
He working a tag team. Yeah, I just drop it on them, Satan. Tap it. They go to the W Raw. Whatever. He coming in there to make sure you don't get, which is why you're gonna have to buckle down and do this thing. And this it's so strange because we could buckle down and do anything. You go talk to a college student in the third year. Ask them how much ramen they eat and how much water only they're drinking. You ever go to a college dorm and see the fridge? Is it stacked like how your fridge is stacked now? A college fridge, brother, you might as well unplug the fridge because there ain't nothing in there to refrigerate. There's nothing in there. Go ahead.
So like, you got